Very few Pokemon have ever given me a total 180 in opinion in the same way as Ogrepon. One of the biggest contributors to that is her backstory, its payoff, and how its full circle conclusion wraps up. Hello and welcome to the Absolute Gamecast. Today I'd like to discuss Ogrepon, her lore, her design, and how her story comes together to create what has likely become one of my new favorite legendary Pokemon. This video will contain story spoilers for the Teal Mask DLC, so if you haven't had a chance to play it, I recommend you check it out first before watching this video. When the first plot trailer for Scarlet and Violet's Teal Mask DLC released, I assumed Ogrepon would just amount to the hateful monster the trailer made her out to be, and Terapagos would be the big deal legendary with all the bombshell lore. After playing through the Teal Mask, however, I can say with confidence I was very wrong. And as mentioned before, Ogrepon has now become one of my favorite legendary Pokemon for a number of reasons. Before getting into her story, I'd also quickly like to break down Ogrepon's design, since while I enjoy it, it's only a partial reason for my overall enjoyment. The aspect I enjoy most about Ogrepon's design is the amount of fine details integrated into it. For a little while after the Teal Mask released, the more I saw Ogrepon, the more new details I would notice. Like how her legs have a slight wood-like texture to symbolize its grass typing, the fact that her face is similar to and likely based on an orange, her collar is meant to look like both branches of a tree and the horns of an Oni. There's a handful of other details I could mention, but you get the idea. Ogrepon's design is very in-depth, with lots of inspirations behind it, that I personally didn't see at first, as obvious as some of them are. Moving to Ogrepon's story, those who have played Scarlet and Violet's Teal Mask DLC already know the gist of Ogrepon's story, but for those who haven't, I'll explain it here. Some time ago, Ogrepon arrived in the land of Kitakami alongside her human companion. The people of Kitakami saw them as strange and different and began treating them with hostility, and they fled to a nearby mountain to build their home. Taking pity on the pair, a mask maker from the village crafted a set of 4 masks adorned with strange crystals. One day, a festival was held, and the two joined in, wearing the masks to hide their identity, and among the crowd of other mask-wearing people, they blended right in. Around that time, Pecharunt, a mythical Pokemon from a different faraway land, there must be a lot of those, is sent to steal the 4 masks for its family. Under the protection of 3 Pokemon that it had mind-controlled, Pecharunt attempts to steal the masks from the lair while the pair are away. The human companion returns to discover the thieves and attempts to fight them off. However, in the struggle, it's likely the human is killed as no trace of them is left behind. Shortly after, Ogrepon returns alone to the cave, seeing all but one of the masks had been stolen and its friend was nowhere to be seen. Fearing the worst, Ogrepon frantically pursues the thieves, defeating and killing Pecharunt's guardians in a blind rage, causing Pecharunt to flee in fear, and the village people to fear Ogrepon even more. Having seen the carnage unfold, the villagers believed the Loyal 3, as they would come to be known, were heroes that had saved them from the monstrous ogre, and once their bodies were found and buried, they were immortalized in history under their fraudulent title. All but the mask maker who had befriended the pair believed that this was the true story as it had transpired, and after being censored by the townspeople, the mask maker was forced to keep the truth a secret, passed down within their family, leaving Ogrepon sad and all alone atop the mountain the pair had once shared. As someone who personally believed the narrative we were provided through the promotional materials wholeheartedly, the tragic reveal of her true story was extremely tragic and shifted my opinion greatly. However, the thing that really made me change my opinion is how we as the protagonist are able to help Ogrepon. Our actions not only actively help her discover people who accept her, but someone she consider a friend again. This makes finally catching Ogrepon during the gauntlet at the end of the DLC infinitely more meaningful, since you closely bond with her before even throwing a Pokeball. In the Mochi Madness event, should you choose to bring Ogrepon along to the battle with Pecharunt, her story finally comes full circle, and this time she's able to defeat the monster who took everything from her by the side of her new friend. Overall, Ogrepon's story is much deeper than I was expecting, and played a massive role in reshaping my opinion on Ogrepon as a whole. I had fun making this video, and I hope I did at least a decent job of explaining myself, and maybe strengthened your opinion of Ogrepon as well. Also, as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Not gonna force you, do what you want. Thanks for tuning in, and that's the video. Bye.